going up a gazillion spots to #1 this week on the Saltbush TV chart. But first, courtesy of Radio KA-POW, we cross over to Southern Television. That's right, Jahmin catches up with the winner of the Southern Australia, Brooke. She was over in New Zealand and she's back as the winner. They caught up over there at Glenelg. How are you going in South Australia? Over to Brooke.
It is hot.
It's hot. Saltbush Television, Jahmin back with you. Got a special guest for us here on the lovely umbrella sofas at Glenelg. Brooke, how you going?
I'm great. How good is this?
Brooke has just recently won Channel 9's The Summit. Oh, congratulations, Brooke.
Thank you.
Well done. It's one of those programs where you really have to dig deep, and you've got, I don't know if you've seen it, you probably have, a big backpack full of cash that you've really got to climb. Where you went to was over in New Zealand. Brooke, how you been?
Oh, look, I'm still on a high. There are times that I go, put me back on the mountain, but yeah, I've been good and I just still live in that dream.
Living that dream.
Yeah.
Put you back on the mountain. Well, here in Adelaide, of course, you can go up Mount Barker and climb up there.
Lofty's good.
Lofty's good.
I love
that's
Lofty.
Right.
You'll see me at Lofty.
Lofty. She'll be up at Lofty. Now, a program such as that, how did you find out about it and how did you get involved?
Oh, how long do you have?
We've got some time on Saltbush.
Oh, look, so initially I'd gone through a bit of adversity. I'd gone through a really rough patch in my life where I'd left my husband and left my house.
Yep.
I didn't even own a car, and I was studying psychology at the moment.
Right.
I'm reinventing myself and decided to go back, and we were in a class and they were talking about personality profiling in class for reality TV shows, and it triggered me. I'm like, you know what? I can do something like that.
Yes.
So I got home and I typed reality shows, and then this one show came up and it was The Summit, but it wasn't called The Summit. They said an adventure style show for $1 million. I'm like,
oh, $1 million. Yeah.
that's me. I'm a fishing girl, a camping girl.
Nice.
I'm not the fittest, but I'm like, you know what? You can do anything you want to achieve. So yeah, I applied.
Well done. So with that application process would have been thousands upon thousands of people. Now, dwindled down to about 15, 14 contestants, I believe it was, in the end there. The nerves. When did you find out about it? Was there much time given for you to pack up your stuff and go? Of course, it was filmed over in New Zealand on the South Island in the Alps there, wasn't it?
Absolutely. So
absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. No. So I'd randomly sent in a video, and I hadn't even planned it. It was me. Like, my daughter had just gone to sleep on the bed, and I'm like, my hair was all messy. I had no makeup up, and I'm like, this is me. I just told her my story, that the adversity I've been through, and my grit and determination, and how I'll win this summit. So you better choose me.
Yes. And with the adversity part, that's where I'll hold it on in. On a serious note, that adversity comes from when you were quite young, when you were only about the age of 15.
Yeah.
You're okay to talk about it. It's the loss of your father at the age of 15.
Absolutely. So he was 36 when he was diagnosed with a malignant brain tumour, which, you're very vulnerable in your teenage years, and I think these are very important years of your life. I was very, very close to him. My parents had already separated, so I'd been through a little bit of trauma of that, but I was daddy's girl, and that rocked our world. And within 2 years, he passed at 2.5 years at 39 of a brain tumour, which had a profound impact on my life at 15.
What's your father's name?
His name's Andrew. Everyone knew him as Andy or Killer Kilowsky. Absolute legend. So that was really difficult at school.
Of course.
I was going through a lot of bullying at school, and it was a really difficult time. So
well, it's an age where you're going through puberty and all of that. You're trying to socialise, and on your mind and on your heart is the loss of your father. And I can relate on a level there. I lost my mother Fiona at an early age, and it's just never been the same since. But you kind of channel it in, and you get their power or their energy, and you're obviously the DNA of your father, so you're part of Andrew, and you've done a killer job of smacking it in on the summit, and he would be very proud of you watching over. And I know that with the summit, you had times where you had to like really dig deep. In that digging deep, was it your dad?
Absolutely, it was my dad. The producers knew about that, so they were like, "Is your dad with you? Like, what was your dad?" You know, and that pushed me through. I think when you battle adversity, it does make you stronger, and it makes you determined, and it pushed me through that strength, because leading up to the summit, I'd realised that I'd suffered debilitating grief. Yeah. So we were told as children, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. And then when my dad passed, nobody talked about him. Yeah. We had no counselling, no help. So it was like, suck it up, move on. And this grief sat with me for 20 years. Yeah, right. So leading into the summit, I was like, here I am. I'm ready to be vulnerable. I'm ready to talk. Yep. And I'm ready to feel these feelings. So leading up, I did all this fitness, mental training, and I tapped into that grief. And I went, when I'm away, I'm going to really embrace this moment where I'm not working. I'm out in this beautiful landscape. Yeah. And really, I tapped into that grief, and I cried when I, felt like crying. Yeah. And the summit was a healing process for me for that grief. And I can tell you, although it's sad he's passed, I don't have that debilitating grief. I feel the love in life, and I've realised through grief, grief tells you that you were loved and you were once loved. Yeah, true. Very true. I never looked at grief like that. It flipped it to a positivity, because I felt unloved my whole life. There you go. Wow. That actually helps me as well, that little spin to go a little bit more on the positive side of life. Yeah. Because you're right, that's something you probably forget about, is that, hey, there was love there. That was all part of it, and you've got love in your heart. Yeah. And you took that into the summit as well with the other contestants on the program. Of course, you're there to win. That's a bottom line. But at the same time, you have a heart and you care about other people, and it showed on the program. So you had was it Lulu, and also the winner, Isaac, as well. Now, you had to compete. You wanted to come first, but Isaac got number 1, 2, 3. You kind of were a team, because you're all winners, aren't you? We're all winners. It just depended how many people you upset along the way as to how much money you got in the end. We had to make some big decisions. I was going to say, so some of those decisions in terms of, like, being a caring person, looking out for others, where you have to switch into competitive mode. Was that easy for you? No, it was definitely not easy, because, I really cared about each and every single person on there. And, like, the first day I got to know everyone on a one-to-one basis. So I formed that, and that was a big part about the summit is making those relationships. And yes, you have to make some tough decisions, but to do it in a respectful and kind manner, it was really important. And I feel like I did that. One of the hardest ones was getting rid of Alex, because we formed a serious bond. But at the end of the day, it was a game, and we knew that he would have got rid of us, and so it was okay, because I was like, you just had to do it. Like, it was a game. Yeah, absolutely. With that though, being a game, there was the real challenge that you had to face. You had the big backpacks on. You had to climb the summit in New Zealand. Those Alps are huge. And what did you eat? How did you sleep? Where'd you go? Toilet? Where was that? What was going on? You want to know? It was horrendous. It was really hard, because I trained for it, but I'm not super fit. Like, you've got ex-AFL players, ex-boxers. They already had this fitness level. So you beat them. For me, it was really difficult. I just had to tap into that mental training and just go take one step at a time. Have non-attachment to the end. It's like, today I've got to get through that day. Right, the bags for us little girls were like 15 kilos. They were heavy. And then we had to sprint in them. Now, I'm not a sprinter, and when I came up to the sprint, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gone here. But then I was like, you know what? Yeah. You're not out. Unless you're dead, you're not out. That's it. We did this sprint, and I ran and I fell over. And I was like, I'm like, no, get up, Brooke. And it was like you were running in a dream, like you're not getting it. Helicopters were dipping at us, and you know what? I did not give up at all. And then I think I collapsed at the end, and I actually, from the stress, I actually wet my pants. They didn't show that, thank God. Yeah. Well, and that was from for you here on Saltbush television. There's an excuse, but you know what? That was from the stress. Like, it didn't show the stress. I would have done it about 20 times already. But you know what? They fed us really well. They fed us, you know, we had great lunches.
Baked beans?
No, we had beautiful rolls and cookies.
Yes.
They had to feed us well. We were hiking like 8 hours a day.
Yeah, you don't want the carking it program, do you?
Hectic, but they did give us this professional hiking food where you put like what it wasn't the nicest, but it was professional hiking food. But that actually, they gave us real high professional ones, and I think for the first 4 days we had diarrhea. So that was, they didn't show up. That was really gross. But like we had to squat in the bushes. We were given poo bags, so if we needed to poo during the
that's what they all need
during the hike,
we
need. But I don't think any of us ended up using it. We waited till we got to the night time. There was a portaloo, so we were lucky. But
well, the good thing about over in New Zealand is there's no snakes.
Oh, I know, right? There's nothing.
Isn't that a
deadly.
bonus?
It was so good. You could be free from anything dangerous. It's great. So good.
The danger, of course, came with some of those challenges that you had. You look like, as you say, you look like you're half carking it at the end, and of course emotions came out as well. What was the turning point in the summit that you knew, I'm going to get this? Did you have a moment of knowing you were going to get it?
Oh, that's a really good question. Look, I think deep down in my heart, I thought if I just kept playing the game, and I was using strategy. They didn't show my strategy. I was thinking ahead. I knew in my heart I would get there. But the moment I knew I was home and hosed and I was done was then when we had to cut Jans, and I love that guy so much.
That's right. I was about to mention that, funny enough. That connection was there. You were teaming up quite well on the program there. And then, you just had to make that decision going, hey, bang, sorry, Jan.
But when Lulu got to that bag, I'm like,
I'm
okay.
That's when you had that moment of knowing you're okay.
That's why it's really important to have good friends behind you and be good to people.
Absolutely. On the program, Brooke, now going back, as you're trying to face that through the show, we go back to that adversity. So you losing father at an early age, and obviously children at an earlier age as well for yourself, that sort of plays on your mind a bit, like you're not there with your children?
Absolutely not. No, because I had children young, so I've given myself to everyone my whole entire life, and I'm like, this is my first time ever as an adult that I can be by myself and do something for myself. And I've done a lot of self-development, a lot of self-training. I'm like, you know what? This is game on. This is for me. Yeah. And I took that time, and I'm going to have no distraction. And it was for the first time in my life, I felt a sense of belonging. I felt I found myself, and that's what I said. The summit had a profound impact on my life in more ways than just winning. Like, I found myself, and I found my people. Like, I fit in.
It was meant for you.
Unreal.
It was the program meant for you, wasn't it?
Huge.
Built for you.
It was huge.
Now you're in your 30s, and well, it took 30 odd years to get the right program for Brooke to be on. And,
thanks, Channel 9.
Yeah, thank you. And of course, courtesy of Channel 9, we got some pictures coming up of you on the summit. Yeah. Now, with that as well, you're a model. You're modelling. You're a model.
Oh, well, I'm doing all right.
Doing okay.
No, I used to model. So
you still model.
Yeah. So when I was 18, I did swimsuit modelling, so I won a lot of swimsuit comps. I was Miss Universe South Australia.
Well done.
I did a lot of that stuff, but then I had children, so I gave it all up, which,
because you were their universe.
I was,
yes.
But it's so nice to be able to go back and start doing it again and being seen, and I'm just so grateful to be able to do it, and I'm grateful to be here chatting to you. How good is life?
Thank you very much for your time. I really do appreciate it. We won't take up too much time, but as we're out here, we're watching planes go over the water. We're down at Glenelg. Beautiful spot. I just had a thought of my late mother, Fiona, probably chilling out with your dad, Andrew.
Yeah, they're hanging.
And she loved the spots between Semaphore up to Glenelg here. Yeah. And where we are right now, and it's even... it looks like some people doing some skinny dipping out there as well. We might go through it a bit later on. With that win now, where would you like to take it? What's your next steps, and where would you like to see Brooke in the next few years?
The sky's the limit. I really do love people. So I love working with people.
Psychology is what you studied.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's like working in the industry. I don't mind what I do as long as I'm with people, connecting people. And you know what? Just sharing positivity and my tools and tips and tricks to living your absolute best life.
Down with that, down with that. Well, I tell you what, Brooke, congratulations. You won the summit. You are a Ninja Turtle. Your favourite colour's orange, so there's Michelangelo. We know that. Now, to sum it all up,
That's good.
you got any good things to sum it all up with to leave us on a Brooke note?
Look, it's never too late to reinvent yourself, people.
Well, that's it.
That's
Let's go. See ya.
Let's give her a cocktail.
Thanks, Brooke.
Saltbush TV.
This has been another presentation from the Nigel Night. Oh no, it's Saltbush Television. Well, thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Channel 9 and the Summit. Good night. Good night. Good night.
That's not all, Nigel. Stay tuned for the encore here on Saltbush Television.
Yeah, exactly. So KaPOW.
Radio KA-POW is a powcast online at mixcloud.com/Radio KaPOW.
Put a smile on your dial. I'll put a smile on your dial.
You don't have to be so forceful about putting a smile on my dial.
Yes, I do. Put a smile on your dial.
Dream, like you're not getting it. Helicopters were dipping at us, and you know what? I did not give up at all. And then I think I collapsed at the end, and I actually, from the stress, I actually wet my pants. I didn't show that.
Really?
Thank God. Yeah.
Well, that's
And
a
that
bonus
was
for you here on Saltbush Television.
There's an excuse, but you know what? That was from the stress. Like it didn't show the stress.
I would have done it about 20 times already.
But you know what? Like I just.
We know that. Now, to sum it all up,
That's good.
you got any good things to sum it all up with to leave us on a Brooke note?
Look, it's never too late to reinvent yourself, people.
Isn't that funny? Because I said I was going to get a umbrellas everywhere.
From under the bed.
Yeah, no worries. So it's Saltbush Television.
Saltbush,
Yeah,
like
so we're like in the
not the nutbush.
Saltbush. So that's right. That's right. That's the native South Australian Saltbush
Right.
along the coast. Yeah.
That's all we have time for on Time's Up. On Time's Up. I think Time's Up. Give me more time.
Nah.
Season 5.